Scientists from the Construction Engineering Research Laboratory held a series of presentations called Science on Tap at a local bar in Urbana, October 20th. The event was an opportunity for researchers to share the findings of their experiments with coworkers and the public in a casual atmosphere.
I think it's a great opportunity for us to tell the community in the Champaign-Urbana area what it is that happens behind the fence at CERL, and also the impact that we have both for our soldiers, for the Army Corps of Engineers, and for the nation, whether that's for civil infrastructure or for what we do in support of military and military engineering. I think we want people to know that there's work that has impact that's happening here in their community, that we are making good investments with taxpayer dollars into the research to try to support problems and challenges that we have that might affect them every day, and they don't even realize that these things affect them, but that they have people that live and work in their community who are helping solve those problems and solve those challenges. I think a great thing about it is that you have different people who have a different perspective that are sitting across the table from one another, maybe with a drink in hand, kind of reflecting on what our researchers are talking about, and then asking one another questions, and in some cases I think formulating their own questions that they then have an opportunity to go ask the researcher about at the end. One of the challenges for our researchers and engineers is that they have to be able to speak to people who aren't scientists and engineers. So they have to talk about their work in a way that can be understood by the public. But it also means that they get asked questions from people who aren't in it every day. They're not thinking about it every day. It causes them to think about what are the problems that people see in their day-to-day life, and also how do they perceive the things that we're working on. So we heard questions today about hydrogen energy and the safety associated with that, right? That's a real concern that people have. And so while we're working on trying to advance these technologies, also understanding what are the perceptions that the public has of them can help us think about not just what's the technical work that we need to do, but also how do we communicate that technical work to a community that maybe doesn't live inside the four walls of the laboratory every day and just focus on that problem set that we think about sometimes. So I'm local to Central Illinois. I grew up just outside of Champaign-Urbana, and for me, I've always seen the kind of innovation, technology, research and development that happens in the Champaign-Urbana area, but also just in the central United States. Being located here in Champaign as a research laboratory is great for us. We have this relationship with the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, where there's a vibrant research park. There's graduate students, there's all these fantastic researchers in a top-tier engineering university, but then also connected with Chicago, with St. Louis, with UW-Madison, with all these partners around in the central United States and the Midwest, where we're advancing research and development, and we're doing things that people aren't doing anywhere else, and doing it in a way that I think sometimes is more connected to the communities that we serve. And I couldn't think of a better place to give that example than right where we are right now, standing in the middle of a cornfield where we're talking about cutting edge research and science, while there's people walking through who literally were harvesting crops here in Central Illinois today, and they're coming in here to have a beer at the end of it. And I think that's fantastic because we are very tightly knit into that kind of a community. That's really important to me because this is where I grew up. It's the environment and the community that I grew up with. So it's really exciting for me to kind of see those things coming together in this way.